Everything is coming together. Afro Economics live, 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 live. We're live. I appreciate y'all taking your Wednesday night,
Melanie's gone. I gotta be in here.
Wednesday night out for
You guys want to
us.
see tickets?
Indeed. We're gonna make sure. Got the mics open and then y'all forget about it, don't they? Our topic tonight is developing a retirement income plan, getting your income plan together. Look, but it just applies to life in general. But amazingly so, a lot of times you only think the only time you need to think about income is at retirement when we should definitely be thinking about income way before. Look at Auntie Gloria in the house. It's so good. How you doing, Miss Neville? How are you?
I'm fine. I'm out here with the kids, so I'm gonna be on mute.
Oh,
I
that's
got two of the
right.
grandbabies out here, so I'm gonna be on
Oh,
mute.
that's so nice. But I'm just glad you still with us. I'm
Can you
Yeah,
hear me,
hanging in here.
JB?
I sure can't hear you,
Okay.
Aunt
All right. I'm
Gloria.
sorry to interrupt.
Not at all. Retirement income. I have opened up the microphones for some of the members to help me, for y'all to help me through. So when I ask, like, what do you think, or I want your opinion, I'm depending on you to pull everybody through. And I know that I'm simulcasting, live streaming, and a couple of other places. And I appreciate you all who log into the webinar so that you can help me, because what you think, it's the same thing that a lot of other people are thinking, and sometimes when you do something like I do, this is what I do, that I forget, the real life part of it, the real life, like what it really is. So we're going to make sure that we continue to get that feedback from you all. If there's something that I'm overlooking, that I'm not thinking about, that I'm not that's obvious to you because you work somewhere. You're talking to someone who has owned their own business forever. So if there's any entrepreneurs out there, a lot of this is still relevant for us because you may want to retire and you have the extra blessing that how do you value your business for your retirement? If you decide you want to pass it on to your children, how do you create income from that? I can help you with that as well. So definitely don't make sure that you realize that entrepreneurs, think about retirement too. Now I don't, but that's only because I look forward to this day. There and some of you that are working look forward to getting to a point where after you start working in your traditional job, you want to start doing your own business. Is there anyone out there that I had their microphone on open that's thinking about doing that?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly, Ms. Davis. And that's probably a part of why you do that ABN, that Afro Economics Business Networks on Fridays when you can, along with Mr. Jones, who is also retired, who
Exactly.
takes advantage of that. Yes, indeed. And I'm opening up some more. How you doing, Mr. Jones? How are you, Ms. White?
I'm good, JB. How
Oh,
is everybody this evening?
that's so good. Oh, everybody's
Good evening. Good evening, JB and everyone.
like everybody's great because you're here now. Right now, what he said, when Mr. Jones walks in, it starts. Then we have officially got to the beginning of it. I
JB, wait,
Yeah.
I don't want to cut you off, but I gotta say, on the call Monday, on the Carl Nelson show, right after
Yes.
me, here comes Mr. Jones. Oh.
I know, and he didn't even know. So what we're gonna do is start practicing when me. When you all call in to the show, say exactly, hi, this is Ms. Davis. I'm an Afro-economics member, and I have a question. You know, say throw that commercial out there. Yeah.
I
Okay,
got you. I
JB, I'll
got you.
start doing that. I really wanted to know if it was cool with you for me to say that.
Oh
'Cause I
yes,
definitely.
exactly, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
like, yeah,
Okay.
wait a minute. We could get our promotion with this thing done, right?
And
So,
that's what I said. That's what I said with JB. I said next time when she comes back, I'm going to give my testimony.
oh, look, and he gonna cut us off like he did before. Carl cut us off. He said, "Oh, okay." It's like cut the love fest, cut the love fest. Let's keep this. Let's keep that click. Mr. Jones is gone. Who is it when I call you Daryl? You're like, you know who this is? Oh, it's Daryl. Like, I don't know. And like you
Gerard.
said, I said Gerard. And then Kenneth Jones. Like somebody out there is like, what happened right there? How did that happen? She
That was an inside joke.
I know, right? Not Gerard. And Gerard need retirement income too. So
Right.
thank you, Ms. Davis. Exactly, he did. He came up right behind you. He was warming it up. And after that, then the phones never stop. So that's good. May Carl invite us all back again.
Amen.
Yes.
So that we can, definitely bring the message. Afro-economics is where it is. So did y'all hear that?
It was a beat.
Yes, that's me.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
it's Mo Stem. She always likes an intro. That's her intro music.
Good
Exactly.
evening, everybody.
There
Good
you go.
evening.
There you go. I love it. So I want to share a couple of things tonight. And I'm gonna pull up, and I'm not gonna pull that up, but I want to share because this will help me make sure that I share some key points. Like this is about retirement income. We're talking about retirement income because the statistics that have been released say that there's only a small percentage of people that are working that think about how am I going to eat when I retire. So the point is that I said, wow, you know what? That's kind of scary. So this is like a checklist, that now that you use as Afro-economics members, you can go in and I give you the data, the full access. So you're giving me this information. But this particular form is just a writing of what you actually get to do as a member through the computer system for our financial planning portal. And don't tell me I don't have that. I want it, because if you're a full member, just let me know and I will give you your access. You just your email, your birth date. You can email me that to me, your name, birth date, and your email address is all I need to just go ahead and set it up, and then it will email you your initial password and login information, and then you can get to work on this. Anyone else, make sure once you join for full membership, we can focus on if it's retirement income or if it's I had a couple of calls this week that were about credit. This morning on CBS, I talked about school loans. So we got a lot of calls about that. My thing is that membership is not about, this is a program, like membership is about addressing specifically what's important to you. So once you make the step to be a member, I have a plan of the financial plan, the risk analysis, the secure portal. I have a plan if you don't have a plan. But most importantly, if your plan is, I got to get my credit together because I want to buy a house in a couple of years. I want to get these school loans straight because I want to, like one person left a message today and she said, my school loan payments are so big that I can't even buy a house. And I'm a teacher. And she didn't even ask me a question. That was the message. Like my school loans, it was kind of like she was in the middle of a conversation and then just, that was it. I don't know what to do with that. So I said, well, I'm just going to add her to the database. And then if something triggers her that, I'll become a member, then she'll become a member. And I think I think it came in through an email, because you can go to the website and click chat, but put on there, call me for more, or send me membership information, because I'm all about solutions. When they said that most people don't have a retirement income plan, my thought wasn't, oh man, most people, but most things are like that. Can you agree with me? All they're doing is telling us how horrible things are. What does that solve or correct? You want to know, you want to make a plan. These are the type of things that you need to pull together. You need to know how much money you can expect at retirement from the Social Security Administration. Can you all see this form?
Yes.
You want to know what's in the bank. You want to know what's in your, most importantly, I want to know, right? Oh, that's Miss Overton. You showing off. Going in the first name tonight. Look at y'all. Y'all, come on out. Oh, wow. You don't have to go on mute. You do not. You should. I love you so much. So look at the bank statements, your investment accounts, everything that you have in investments, everything that you have in a retirement account. So why would investment account be separate from a retirement account? Why would I have two different words there? Because it's basically saying retirement account, that's for work. That's that stuff you do at work. And then the investment account, typically you wouldn't think of that, even if it was an IRA investment account, you're thinking of that as an investment account. So investment account, retirement accounts, college savings accounts, and mortgage. I want to see what you owe on the mortgage. I want to see what the payment is on the mortgage. I want to see what the interest rate is on the mortgage. Why? Why in retirement income would it matter about the mortgage?
Because that's money leaving rather than coming in.
Yeah, and then it is also, if your mortgage is almost paid off, it could be a source of income. Some people want to sell it, and that's right, Mr. Harden. Will this be a debt at retirement? Is it an asset or is it a debt? Right? And then there also, it might be, like you said, Mr. Jones, an expense, something that's, that we need to be aware that you just bought a new house and you have a $6,000 a month mortgage payment. People do that. At retirement, they want to buy the biggest house and the biggest mortgage and the biggest debt they ever incurred. And that can work as long as you got, a much bigger income coming in, right?
Right.
You got to live somewhere. So I don't want to in any way encourage us to be small-minded. I want us to dream big, but you can't have like big payments and not have big money, or you got to want to work a long time. Right?
Who wants to do that?
Everything other than me, because I pray to God that He allows me to do this for a long time, but definitely who like, let's look at, the thought of, how do you want that? Because one of my key points after we go through this, I just want to go through this checklist, and I do want to move on it. Income sources that you already have. So we're talking about creating a retirement income plan, but you can look at this as a lifetime income plan. You could be middle, or you could be at the beginning of your career, and this is a very valuable discussion. Does the company that you work for have a pension? How about that, Mr. Jones? We were working on pension this week.
Talk to me.
Pension.
Yes.
Key thing there is what? What age can I start it?
Talk. That's right.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Sometimes you want to retire at 62, but the pension says you can't wait, you can't stop until 65 to get it at all. Like pension is not like Social Security. Not some of them aren't. Some pensions will allow you to retire, as long as you have the years of service, and they will set it up. And there's a lot, this is mostly like municipalities, but I've seen some corporations too that will take a portion of your Social Security before you even qualify for the Social Security and add that to your pension, and then bring down your pension when your Social Security starts. Have you all seen that?
That's the way the government works.
That's right.
I retired early and my income was high, but once
Yeah.
Social Security kicked in, it was reduced.
That's right. That's right. And we just have to not forget it. Like it might cover you from 59 to 65 at this particular price. And then one of our members just retired recently, and his company allowed him to choose between the pension staying at the same until 62 or 65, and then of course there's your pension will have different options. So we have to look at that. This is real. So you go and you give me a quote for your pension, right? And then, no matter how young you are, no matter where you are, I think it's important to have it in writing now, Mr. Jones. So when you're older, you can check back. Like, wait a minute, you said at this age, it was going to be this amount.
Right.
And if you get to that age and it's not at least that amount, then you have printed out evidence that, wait a minute, something's wrong. And don't think that I'm being silly, because I have caught many institutions in errors.
And the information that they're going to send me, it's going to take at least a week or two for them to get it to me. But as soon as I get it, you will have it.
Great. But some companies will allow you to go right in there and do the calculations yourself. And some companies won't allow you to go into their system and do the calculation. They
Some
have to
companies-
send you.
Some companies don't even have a system for you to go in. I just finally heard back from my old employer. After I had to leave them a message, they called me today and they said that, oh, you have, 18 years here. You can retire as early as 55, but you can't get full benefits until you're 65 unless you did 30 years. I said, well, I'm not coming back to y'all to do 10 more years.
I know, that's right. Good for you.
So
Good
yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. And then next week they be giving you an offer. You be like, JB, what you
No,
think?
ma'am.
I was like, nah, you said I'm not going that. Never say never. To give you an offer of your dreams. But yeah, so we need to gather information on all of these and do exactly like Ms. Novell did when she went around and they didn't call her back, didn't call back, then get an email. Do what you got to do and contact these people and get the information. I have one client that she received pension information, and amazingly, she knew nothing about it, and she was turning 70 years old. And FedEx delivered her a package and said, you have to let us know by this time if you want this money in a lump sum. They would give it to her in a lump sum. So it was going to be a lot of money. And she was like, so they gave me this and I forgot to open it. So it had already expired when she told me about it. Like the FedEx came, but she just left it there. She was like, look, just said, la, 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 la. Let me look at what this is. And it said, you have this lump sum offer. And then after she didn't respond to the lump sum offer, all she could do was the monthly. And she was like, I wanted to buy me a new car. I was gonna get it.
Mhm.
But sometimes the lump sum offer will work if you're very disciplined and not buying a car with it, right? But if not, the monthly is still better. And we would have had to really talk through that on her retirement. Does she want something that would have like guaranteed income to actually assist the Social Security?
JB,
Mm-hmm.
in the
Yeah.
retirement income column,
Yes.
I know what pretty much everything, all of them are accepted at the bottom two. What is the HSA and what would be the other?
Any other? I know. You know the other.
Yeah,
But the yeah, but that exactly. That's your health savings account. You know, and at retirement, like at 65, I believe the tax code forces them to actually just send you a check for that because Medicare starts. So the health savings account could be part of retirement income, depending on how much you have in it. Yeah, but the also so look at just these are just possible sources of income. Also, that part-time job you always wanted at Walmart, like you gonna work the front. You can help people at where they're checking out. Those little automated checkout things have become really popular since COVID. You see that?
Yeah, and they eliminated jobs, JB.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I don't like that. I like the person.
me too.
I'll stand in line for a person to avoid the machine, and some people the other way around. They'll stand in line for the machine to avoid the person.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's true.
Right?
that's
We
true.
gotta
Yeah.
do a survey on what that tells you about your personality, right? Like,
Wow.
which one are you? Would you wait for the person or for the machine? Exactly. So the how are you, Miss Barnes? Will it matter if you move to another state that will not tax your Social Security? Oh no. Oh no. I don't know. I know Florida has some great things that they do. So I wonder if and Social Security has limits on taxation anyway. Like um so if your income is high, then your Social Security begins to be taxed. So if somebody has a big pension and they're getting Social Security, then their Social Security could be taxed. Last time I referenced it at 85 up to 85% of that amount. You know what I mean? So it will be prorated based on how high your income is going, your other income other than Social Security. But the pension income um, is a nice one. So if Florida doesn't tax on pension income, you know there's a lot of retired people in Florida, then it probably doesn't tax on Social Security. But someone will have to tell me, you know, Florida's a great state for the retirees. But I figure everybody doesn't move there for the same reason everybody doesn't move to Florida. To California, just because of the water and the risks, associated with living there. Because you're gonna have different weather challenges. I don't know. Other than that, why don't we all live there? Exactly. Tell me. And then maybe we just like where we live. So the risk management, this could also be uh, things that you're going to need to consider during your retirement. So they will impact your retirement income or your retirement expenses. And then also from the life insurance cash value, the reason I'm asking that is because that's something that can be used for income, the cash value. Group term has no cash value, but it's insurance that you will have to cover your expenses. If something were to happen to you, it could take care of your final expenses. So you could, not have to really take part of your money to leave for burial and things like that, because you have that insurance. Long-term care, having insurance to protect for long-term care needs, can really help, because your how your lifestyle is, if you had which type of place you'd have to go if you needed assisted living, is based on your income. So your income plus long-term care coverage can help. um, I remember we went to a senior facility for my daughter to perform one day. She plays the cello, and she said, "Mom," and they had an auditorium and everything. It was a really nice place. And she said, "Mom, you think you'll have to live somewhere like this one day?" And I said, "Only if I'm blessed." Only if I'm blessed. She she don't have no idea. I'm like, "Do you see how nice this place is?" Like, and then she was like, "Yeah, I guess that's a good point." You know what I'm saying? I ain't
Mhm.
mad. Mm-mm. So I was like, "This a nice place." So that sound like, look, that's something that you would say, Miss Howard.
So JB, wait, let me dive in here
Yeah,
and ask you, the
yeah,
long-term care, is that like an insurance that you buy? So if you do, like you say, go to a senior
that's
living
right.
assisted kind of thing,
That's right.
so
hmm
they sell this stuff independent of
I
life
sell
insurance?
it.
You
I
sell it?
I sell it. Yes, indeed. I'm your handy dandy everything financial.
Okay. All right. I'm
But
putting a bullet point by that. We'll discuss that
but
tomorrow.
but I try to get around long-term care. If the person is healthy enough, there's other ways to cover long-term care expenses, and you can actually use life insurance now.
Oh.
So
Mhm.
there it's especially with, if the person doesn't have to worry about children, or everybody's grown, or there are no children or stuff like that, there's ways that you can do advance payments on life insurance to use as a way to cut down long-term care expenses, because long-term care insurance is so expensive.
Hmm.
And they the long-term care insurance is very particular about what is covered and who is covered and how it's paid and all that. I've seen, people so frustrated with that. Mm. And so, definitely, and all long-term care is not created equal. So whenever I have a member and they say they have a long-term care policy, I always encourage them to let me look at it, to do an analysis on all of this whole insurance column. Allow me to just analyze it and give you feedback, even down to your car insurance, your home insurance, your renter's insurance, your life insurance, every time, even your healthcare
Hey,
insurance.
JB, do
Yes.
you look at
Mhm.
like I think some jobs, I think mine offers that long-term disability
Yes.
insurance? Okay.
Yes. The long-term disability, the short-term disability, very important to look at what it is that you're buying. And then sometimes they try to throw in like outside stuff and all this stuff. You could come home with no check
Mhm.
from all the different stuff they offer at work that's not even
Mm-hmm.
covered by. So what I don't know, and this could be happening, they could be getting money off of it.
You come home to no home.
Yeah, but they could be getting money off the insurance or the premiums that you're paying, you know what I mean, to this company, because of the partnership that the company has with the insurance company. So
Oh.
yeah, we need to, analyze it, because some of it's just a marketing, it's just a company that got a connection with the union or with the company, and it has very little benefit to you. Or sometimes it's like, okay, this could pay off for you, but look what has to happen in order for it to benefit you. You have to lose an arm or a leg, or you know what I mean? Like, it's like the criteria and definition of disability, or what their criteria is for getting it out, could be so extreme that it's not worth your money. So we definitely need to find out, like it could be a disability policy and it could say any occupation, where any occupation disability policy means if you can do anything else, we don't have to pay you. And most people don't know that. They just think they have disability and it's cheap. It's cheap because it's like, look, if you can roll your wheelchair up to, you know what I mean? Anything, whatever, you can sit up, but you gonna do it. Matter of fact, you ain't gotta sit up. Can you use your arms? Can you talk? Can you, what, that's anything. Look, if I do, but anything versus own occupation. So you want, like, there's key words that we should be looking for in order to fully analyze our coverage. You agree?
Agree.
Yes.
Mhm.
And the investment, investment assets and contributor amounts. So this is, but basically we want to know your plans at work. I want to know everything about it. I want to know any traditional IRAs you have, any Roth IRAs you have, any taxable. These are taxable too, traditional, but taxable meaning straight non-qualified brokerage accounts. Tax deferred accounts, not, and these are tax deferred, Roth, and can be tax free if you stay in it long enough, but they're definitely tax deferred. But this is tax deferred annuities, and then tax free brokerage account. That would have to be a Roth, or a brokerage account. I don't know. That's extreme. Tax free and a brokerage account, but we're just going to list it all. And then the 529 plans that you might have, and the liabilities, any expenses that you have, and 529, these are the college savings plans. Before Mr. Jones says, what the 529 stand for? But the 529 and the 401 and the 403 and the 457, are just tax codes.
Okay.
And then the TSP would fall right in line with this. That's the thrift savings plan for federal employees. But the liabilities we need to be aware of, any debts, because they affect your income. And the mortgage here, and then mortgage here. Interesting. But I look at, when we see mortgage here, I immediately thought, of more, is it a form of, is it paid off? What's the balance? But it's also a liability, if there is a balance. Any lines of credit, any loans for car loans, business loans, credit cards, student loans, anything. What about like rental? I have that. Rental properties can be a retirement income source. And that was one of our members today. We're trying to decide between selling the property that's paid off and getting the lump sum for retirement, or fixing up the property and renting out part of it. But the both of them require a lot of discipline. But if you can sell the house and get the income and not have to have another housing expense, but you're going to live with someone else, the money you can save. So in retirement, a lot of times it's about your lifestyle choices. So some key things I wanted to make sure that I'll point out is, first, for your retirement planning and your retirement income planning and financial planning in general, is to make sure you are in tune with what are your main financial goals? What are your personal financial goals? And then think about your budget. Now, I remember when I first started as back just as a broker, and then they said, like, for retirement planning, just say that people are gonna need about 70% of what they're making as a rule of thumb. And that was it. We ain't asked about none of these like specifics. Ain't nobody got time for that, you know? But I know now when I'm thinking about, I don't really even consider the adjustment in expenses of not having to drive to work. Maybe you won't buy as many clothes, this and that, like that it will go down, that your lifestyle will go down 30% when you retire. I don't even consider it. I love to see it. I think that's icing on the cake, but I don't know if that always happens, because I think sometimes when you have more time, you spend more. Would you think? Like, I Miss Overton, I don't think like, that you retire. What about you, Ms. White? That you retire and you find yourself spending a whole lot less.
I find myself spending less.
You do a lot,
Yeah.
like 30% less than when you worked.
Yes, because because I'm trying to do that budget. And my budget doesn't allow me to do a whole lot of spending.
But before we started doing the budget, what do you think? You were spending, yeah.
A little bit more.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I
And
find
Not a whole lot.
yeah. So it really becomes like you were like, I'm gonna have to increase my income because I want to save more.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Yeah.
true?
when I retired, I found my spending did go down because I was spending a lot of money on gas because I was commuting, and I was staying out of town. My income did increase, and when I retired, I did spend less.
So when you retired, would you say you spent like 30% less? Like
I would
that
say I
much?
probably spent. You said 30% less.
Yeah.
I would say I spent 40% less because I had a lot of expenses at the time. So I saw more of my. It seemed like I had enough money at the time, but it's like I didn't spend as
Yeah.
much because I wasn't commuting, and I didn't spend a lot of money on gas and stuff like that for my car.
At the beginning. I think like I have found that kind of like once you get into the groove of retirement, you calm down. But I feel like at the beginning, if I did like a research study, I think that people spend more in that first year or two. I haven't seen like a lot less, but I spend less and don't really need all the money I get. I love it.
Yeah,
I agree with that person. I agree with that
reduce the
too.
monthly. I may be reducing monthly investment withdrawal, Alex. That's great. That's great. Well, we love to hear that. But that's a lot. That's because of COVID too. Because the I think that, but as a rule, I think that I would plan that I'm gonna need as much money as I make. Like if you can plan on getting your at least your salary when you retire, so that you can overestimate, so that you can do like Jacqueline just said, lower it. It's always nice to lower it and be taking out too much than to it's like it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
That's right.
Right? Right?
I agree.
So you can say like, yeah. And then and I love seeing that over time when you do it that way, like you get to a point and honestly, I'm telling you, y'all stick with me, that you will say, I never thought I'd have this much money. I mean, nobody says it, but I can see it in their face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't wait to do that.
oh yeah. Oh yeah,
So,
you are. You are. Stick to your plan. Stick to your plan because most of the people
do you hear me,
retired
Debbie?
now haven't had the advantage that you have to be in a planning mode, you know what I mean? And having a financial person to help all along the way. And that's why I created Afro Economics in this financial planning program to stop my community for being so transaction oriented. You know, like every time somebody would say they had a financial advisor, they really just had someone that sold them a mutual fund. That's
That's
not a
right.
financial advisor. You know what I'm saying? The financial advising is what we're doing, making the plan, talking it through, doing the risk analysis, doing regular reviews, you know, looking at your insurance, assessing your debt situation, making that plan is so powerful, but we've never had it. We never had it. Even if you look at YouTube, every time they want to talk to Black people about money, they're talking to you about what you should buy. But
Lord have mercy.
the key to wealth is strategy. Every dime that we spend should be for a purpose. Everything that we should do should not be just about today, but it should be about how's this going to benefit me 10 years from now. So when I run an investment projection, you know what I mean? It's about 10 years from now, not,
Amen.
you know, what it did just last year. Because anything can do good 1 year.
My only regret is that I wish I had started earlier.
Well,
That's it.
you are early. You are early. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. You are you are early. I don't know what you talking about. Look, she's like early in the game. She's not even close to 60. Not even close to 60. Talking about that. It's early. Even 60 to me is close. Just because they say, oh, you can get to your retirement at 62 or at 65, that doesn't have anything to do with our financial strategy. If our goal is to maximize income and you want to have guaranteed income, then we have to focus on Social Security. Annuities are a great way to create guaranteed income to supplement Social Security, especially if you don't have a pension. And then we have to complement it with investments that will help you keep pace or outpace the cost of living, you know, on top of that. But if you have to choose, you know, and you find yourself to be very conservative, guarantees will keep you in retirement age, guarantees will help you sleep at night. But the earlier, you know, when we start, the more options that we have, the more options. So getting that budget, getting to know, thinking now about what will my bills be? You know, if you know I want to retire in 20 years and you just refinanced your loan for 30 years, you have to know you're going to have a mortgage, you know, for at least 10 years into your retirement if you stay there. And then the determine how long your money will last throughout retirement, and that's based on extra money. Because see, we have to realize that we have these at least 3 buckets of money for retirement: Social Security, pension, not even, I shouldn't say at least, and investments. And you got to have at least 2 for this stool that you're sitting on to stay afloat. So if you don't have a pension, then you have your investments, and in your investments you can create a pension. If you use we can use annuities for that, and you can create additional investments outside of that annuity. But if you do, you have Social Security, pension, you know, investments, and you might have some properties that are also paying income. I love it. Like when I show someone that your properties, what your properties can do relative to what your investments can do. And when you look at if you're given the opportunity, if you take the money that you put in a residential real estate property and the income that you got from it, and we look at an investment portfolio, whichever one you want, like, and then I show you that over that same time period, you might rethink your look at putting all your bets on residential real estate for your retirement plan. And then so when will the Social Security start? This, so that was part of my point where I was going with that. Don't let someone else tell you when you're going to retire, because if you want to retire at full retirement age, it's not going to be 65 for most of you.
Nope, at least 67.
Right?
67, 70.
Oh, by the time you get it, it's going to be 80.
Damn.
No.
Damn.
No.
Don't do
You
that.
might as well be nice to us.
I checked, JB. That was the first thing. One of the things you told me to do is go check.
Exactly. It is at 67. I don't know how many times they're gonna adjust that thing.
They are.
Yeah, all of us can't get it at 67.
It's like a carrot in front of you. The closer you get to it, the further they push it away from you.
Exactly. But the better you feel. So you probably gonna be retiring at 70 because you ain't even gonna be worrying about it.
Sure.
You be like, the closer I get, look, this is what we're gonna say. The closer we get to it, the better we feel. We don't even want it anymore. But I'm telling you, that happens. I know people who wanted it and then end up working all the way to 70, and get mad because Queen Howard, then they have to take it. Get mad. They go, oh, Lord, now they making me take it. Because they make you take it at 70. And if you got all this income coming in and our investments are off the chain and everything, you trying to hide. You like trying to figure it out. I don't need any more income. I don't want to pay no more taxes. Yeah. But taxes to me need to be looked at like maintenance on a luxury car. Right? Like, how can someone with a luxury car have the audacity to complain about taxes?
Right.
So if you have the money, you know what I'm saying? That's just part of what comes with it. And you just go, oh, I got the money. But when the person who has the money doesn't do the planning, so they end up having to pay a whole lot more in taxes because they didn't plan, don't be mad at the wise person because they planned ahead. Tax planning is vital. Your money just can't go to just money. Money can't just go. You have to seek wise counsel. It doesn't matter if you're a multimillionaire, your membership is just as inexpensive as to a person where it really, really matters to them. Isn't that something? But the person who has the most to benefit from the membership will often be the one that doesn't want to pay. So they end up losing so much. As one of our members was saying today, that he is a realtor and that the people don't want to pay him, the Black man, the commission on doing the deals. And what people will do to go through to avoid, paying him the commission. It's like, and that's so sad because we have to factor in the fact that the point of the realtor is to get you more money for the property. If not, you should just put the sign out yourself. So the reason you're not putting the sign out yourself is because you want someone else to do it. Fair? With everything. But I don't feel that we reach the highest level of success in life by being unnecessarily cheap on stuff that is priceless. Good service is priceless, isn't it?
Oh,
Yes, most definitely.
It really is. Like, and it can, benefit you 10, 20-fold. And some people, they just run away from our community because they think that we're not going to compensate them fairly for their work.
Mm.
And it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not true. It's just that few that are like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say it matters what we do. It matters what we do. It matters. Like, you know how everybody thinks, well, it don't matter. You know, yes, it does. It really matters what each of us does.
It does
really
matter.
right? I take, you know me, I take my actions very seriously because I know that I represent, you know, so much to our community, in my opinion. You
Yes,
know,
because
I feel
you're the best financial advisor there
in
is
the world.
in the
In the
world.
world. Yeah.
Yes.
Claim it, claim it. Hey man,
That's right.
hey
That's
man.
right.
That's an inside joke. And I put that on social media. But you know, I was real hyped that morning. I was like, know this, know this. They'll be listening to the motivational tapes. I'm gonna come out with my own. I'm gonna come out with my hype tape.
I don't know what you waiting on.
I know, right? My hype tape. My hype tape. Exactly. And then, so that's about Social Security, determining when to take Social Security. But also, do you need an emergency fund when you retire? Yes. You still need to have some money available for you. But do you need to have so much? No. Like,
No.
you have these big emergency funds. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? You have $100,000 in your checking account? Like, it's like, well, you never know. Well, that's a big emergency. Let's get that money to work. Let's get that money to work. So we talked about guaranteed income and creating guaranteed income, and you know that it has a lot of value to it. Even though given the opportunity, probably a lot of people would say, give me my Social Security in a lump sum. The drawback is the amount of discipline that you have to have in order to make sure that you're paid correctly off that money for the rest of your life. Somebody's not gonna just take out that payment.
That means we need to get that lump sum and give it to you.
That's right.
That's what I'm
That's
Because
right.
I know I would mess it up.
Amen. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't, because you would make sure that we invested
some
it
of it. Look, some of it I would.
before you got it to me, right? Exactly.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
All right. Well, I told you about the lady that won the lottery and they gave like $200,000 to her church before she got to me. And I was like, oh my goodness. She was about to all these other things. It wasn't the appropriate, that wasn't even 10%. I don't even know where she got to that. You know what I mean? After taxes and all of that, she was giving them way more than if she was even following the 10% rule. So I don't know. But I was like, what in the world? You're sitting here foreclosing on your house. You have a child to take care of. I'm trying to get you approved for an apartment. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing this?
Wow.
I still
That was
my
her
church.
blessing, and she did not read that right.
I know. And I said, sis, I can't help you. Because I gave you specific instructions on what you have to do in order for us to do this right. And then she was like, well, there's a whole bunch of white boys that'll take my money. I said, let it do what it do.
Exactly. Take her money.
Let it, exactly. She spoke that, did she?
Yes, she did.
I said, sis,
But
let it do what it do. I said, but I'm too young in the game. And I was real young. I was like, I'm too young for you to be going around town saying I made you broke. You were insisting on being broke.
There's a scripture that talks about a fool and money.
Money.
They can't hold. And it's a bunch of
Amen.
people I know that
Amen.
get all kinds of money and it runs through their hand like sand. They can't hold on no money.
Amen.
They can't.
Amen. And it says money that grows slowly, stays. And that's the hard part about winning the lottery, because they get it so quick, their wisdom doesn't grow with it.
With it, right.
Mm-hmm. And oh man. And this lady had, oh, it was just such, she had such a sad story and everything. Oh, it's been, like over 20 years. I guess
Well,
she's
if I win,
still,
JB, I'm gonna make sure you handle my money.
right, right, right. But I feel like that, that we deserve to be more than just a number. We deserve to have relationships with people who that really take our lives seriously, that really, you know what I mean, really take us seriously, that are with us 100. It's kind of sad the way the medical system has gotten to, because
Right.
it's really hard if you think about it, to go to a regular just doctor and say, I want to talk the way we talk when you're a member of Afro Economics, the way we just go at it and we just talk. Like, you can't do that when you go see your doctor.
I do.
And you know what I'm saying? And they charge more than membership. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing.
Right.
That's amazing. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they don't, like, you, when you go to your doctor, you talk like that.
I talk to my doctor about my health like that because I have to.
Good. It's good that they ask, because many of them only have 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, Miss Jones, how you doing? Do you know what I'm saying? All right. Okay, my nurse will be in here with your prescription. Okay, goodbye.
But
No,
like my doctor, I'm thinking, I'm trusting that, like you, my doctor has my best interest.
that's
So
right.
I that's why I talk to him the way I talk to you.
Exactly.
Yes.
They have a code. Yeah, they have a code. I know that I'm legally told I have to look out for your best interests, which means if I'm getting a trip to Bahamas, if I sell you this product, I can't, but that product is not right for you, I get in trouble because I can't choose the trip. And they've done a lot of changing, in the medical system to stop that type of behavior, where, the lunch and then this and that, you know what I mean, to get you to, you know what I mean, to give you a new drug, you know what I'm saying, because that drug's got to get out there. But those things, like, but that's just an example of, you need to make sure that you're only dealing with people who are looking out for your best interests. You know what I mean? In every capacity. And then when they are, you don't have to worry about paying, the realtor to help you sell it, or paying for membership, when you're, you know what I mean, you're all in. We're all in. They're all in. So how are you doing, Reverend Brown? It's so good to see your name come up. It's so good. It's good
Yes,
to see
ma'am.
y'all. Y'all exactly great. Thank you. I was just thinking about y'all today. Y'all got to get back on my calendar.
I know, and we talked about that this afternoon.
Okay.
We got to. I mean, it's no use us coming in if you ain't gonna be doing what we need you to do. So
that's right.
We got to get it done.
That's right. But it's so true. Like, even when you're in retirement, I believe that membership has its values because of tax planning, because of investment strategies, because of budgeting, that I've been amazed at that retirees are in a position also to take a lot more advantage of financial planning, because your time flexibility, you have more time.
Yeah, sure.
Young, you know what I mean? Right? Young people like Miss, Deborah Harrison, you got to take that time out, right? Like y'all have to take the time out, fit it in between this, between that, and so does a retired person. Don't get me wrong. But I think that, what do they say? Like what do they say? Like, youth is wasted on the young, or something like that. But it's like that, as you, like, you have all this wisdom. So then when you retire, it's like, okay, I know better. I know I want, I want help in this area. But when you're younger, you don't see the value of setting up the 401k correctly and having the appropriate allocation and doing the asset allocation, even though that makes a huge difference in your retirement lifestyle. We set up that, that allocation correctly, and it's just boom. It'll turn everything around, even no matter what. A dollar growing at 10% is better than a dollar growing at 4%. Right?
Right.
So the when you're trying to build for your future, thank you. That's why you're the queen. Queen Howard said right. And my final point is that your lifestyle, realize that your lifestyle and its impact on your income. So when we're doing the income planning, your lifestyle, so I can say, well, pension, investment, and and Social Security, but what knocks the entire three-legged stool over is your lifestyle. Like you heard the testimonies talking about, oh, I save money, I less money, I spend less money, but none of them had a whole bunch of kids. It's hard when you retire and you have a whole bunch of kids. Sometimes they think that means you won the lottery because you retired. They don't get it. Like, so you have to learn how to turn that no button on.
Right. That's right.
You retire, you have to this is my investments. I don't know what you might have looked at my statement or something, but don't get excited. That's forever. That's my forever money, because I don't want to ever be having to depend on you.
Exactly.
You have to be careful. You have to be careful, because that's the best. I always told my parents, I go, thank God, I'm so glad that y'all are financially independent, because there's a lot of people who have to take care of their parents.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
That's oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Yes, indeed. Well, but that is retirement income. Y'all know I'm just a call away. I really like this topic. I really like it for whatever stage you are in life. I'm glad that you young people still participated. I'm glad that you already retired people still participated, because that this is real. And if you want to focus on budgeting, just let me know. I have some budgeting questionnaires that Ms. White was mentioning. And then if you want to just do a whole retirement income layout and just go over your income, go over the anticipated income sources, we can do that too. We do that. I do that. So I'm here for you. Just a call away. We just need to schedule it. You would be amazed how many hours, huh?
Can we have a discussion about annuities and what they are, how they work?
Yes. I try not to work to focus on products, because somebody will say, oh, that's what she does. She just trying to sell annuities. You know what I'm saying? So it's because if it fits, if annuities fit for a client, then the client is, an annuity is suggested to them.
Gotcha.
But annuities are not sometimes people sell annuities because that's the only product that they sell.
Gotcha.
That's all they have is an insurance license. So they're restricted to it. So they'll say an annuity is everything. Use an annuity. I saw this life insurance company. I was at this trade show with them, and they said their life insurance policy was college planning, retirement planning, it was estate planning. I said, wow, life insurance is amazing. Look, I think it did everything except for actually what I use it for, to protect a life. You know what I'm saying? What are the actual and a couple of years after that, major companies were sued for doing that, for selling the life, trying to sell the life insurance as something that it wasn't. You know what I mean? Because
A bundle package.
yeah, like this is, you should do this should do that. And then the ones that really blow your mind is when they sell it and they tell you that you're guaranteed a certain amount of money at a certain age, and it's a hypothetical amount, not the guaranteed amount. And when a client tells me that, and then I look at their retirement paperwork and I see they almost want to punch somebody in the face, it really hurts. But we need to look at those type of things so that you know, because sometimes what you think is true, don't believe anything unless it's written. You know, remember that, Miss Pritchard, when we got the we did a life insurance policy, and then when it got back, it wasn't what I wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? And then I said, I'm sorry, but we got to send this back because this guarantee page is everything, and I don't want you mad at me. This is not what you wanted.
Amen.
Amen. And then it went back, you know what I mean? And when we went back, but she was willing to allow me to get it right.
Oh, we wouldn't want it any other way, right?
Amen. Amen. I don't know. I know y'all have seen a lot of people, they act like they could care less. They could care absolutely. They could not care less. They couldn't care any less than they care. Like, you know, they just want things to be done over quick, fast, in a hurry, you know, and it doesn't, if it's appropriate, if it's efficient, they just want to be able to check that off their list. Oh, I got that. I got that. I got that. But what you got?
We want it right though.
Yeah. Right. But what do you really, I don't know, but it's there. I got it. Off the checklist. Isn't it true?
Yes.
So be conscious, be aware. And our members only is Friday morning, and Friday afternoon is our ABN, our business network, and the Wanda Hawkins in California. She's like, JB, you make me sick. I'm fasting. I'm fasting this week. And sometimes I'm like, I'm good. And then sometimes they're like, what in the world? You hungry, girl? So the but Wanda Hawkins from Florida is going to be doing a presentation at the ABN on her business. So that's going to be exciting. I'm excited. So, and then we have a presentation in the, not this week's member, but the next membership meeting, we have a special guest as well. So August, y'all, can you believe it's almost August? And I'm gonna tell you, any member, I'm gonna start, I said that to myself, I was telling Michael, I'm gonna start doing members, you know, more. Like, we need to present more to each other. There will never be an outsider. Anybody that talks to our group is a member of Afroeconomics. You know what I'm saying? Just know that. You don't have to ever worry like, who they come from? Who is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? They're a member. They're a member. As I've been a member of too many groups, and then when they want guests and people to speak, they bring people from the outside. Why would you say we come here to network and you bring in presenters from the outside? I ain't gonna never see them again. So that was why, you know, I feel that Afroeconomics is important, because we need to be building each other up. We need to be increasing our own skills. We need to working more on presentation. You need to be exposed to more technology. You need to, you know, you need to do that. We need to do this. We got to do it. All right. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, JB.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Miss Davis, you might be on my calendar. Text me to make sure, because I think you are.
10:30 tomorrow.
Oh, okay, great.
Yep.
Oh, okay, great. Oh, okay, we're good.
Okay.
Wonderful. All righty.
Night.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, Mr. Jenkins. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. I look forward to talking on Saturday, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, we will talk on Saturday. Looking
Thank
forward to
you.
it on Saturday. All right.
That's
Good night.
right. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Hey, Cheryl Fleming. Good night.